Today for the Reparations Task Force hearing. Let me check my sound for a minute. Hold on one second and make sure my sound is right. I don't feel like my sound is being recorded right. Made it up here today. Hold on one second. For our ladies and gentlemen, Reparations Task Force hearing. All right. Just making sure that my sound is straight here. Hold on. So how y'all been, man? Y'all good? Is the family good? Hold on. Hold on one second. All right. Glad to have y'all tuning in, family. Glad to have everybody tuning in. What's up, D. Tubman? What's up, Wayne? But yeah, I'm up here in Oakland still. Shout out to everybody in Oakland. We got a lot of folks in the room already. Yeah, shout out to the town, man. Shout out to everybody up here in the Bay Area, man. Feeling a lot of love up here in the Bay. Brothers and sisters have been showing mad love up here. It's always a pleasure to come up here to the town, man. They've always showed me love up here. And I love the vibe and I love the energy. But a lot of great things came out of the reparations hearing today. They're moving forward with the main proposals of an apology and payments. So they're going to move forward with the apology and payment proposal that they're going to submit to the governor. So things are moving along. Things are really moving along with the reparations task force here. And a lot of interesting things is going down today at the reparations task force. A lot of very interesting things. Got to give some recaps. I put up a clip of me speaking. I spoke. I was like the 26th speaker. You had to get there kind of early to get your ticket to speak. And, you know, it kind of runs out fast. And a lot of people like what I had to say. I got cut off, you know, right around the 2-minute mark. And a lot of people wanted me to keep going because I was just getting warmed up. And what's interesting, a lot of the folks who were plebiscite battling, they'll let them speak forever. I noticed that. There was a lot of interesting things going on up here. The people who kind of babbled and kind of talked reckless, it seemed like they gave them 4-5 minutes. But a lot of the brothers and sisters who were talking some real truth to power, just really articulating the points that needed to be articulated, it seemed like many of them and us were getting cut off right at that 2-minute mark. But we did what we had to do. What's up, Brother Marcel? I see you. But some interesting things up at the task force. One thing I noticed in the audience today, it was loaded with disruptors. You had ops and disruptors in there like crazy. I think this was one of the, if I'm not mistaken, it was the last day for the public hearings, from what I understand. Am I correct, family? I want to say that this was the last day for the public hearing. So I think they really amped it up with putting ops in there. There were a lot of ops in there today. People just heckling and just blurting out reckless stuff, really going out of their way to try to disrupt the momentum and the conversation on some real goofball stuff. And the great thing was most of the brothers and sisters there were so codified that really didn't affect things too much. People still stayed on their square. Everybody still stayed on code. I guess so many people there are used to it and they kind of figured, you know, that's going to come with the territory. There's going to be some ops around. There's going to be some agents around. So the brothers and sisters, I take my hat off to them. They knew how to handle themselves around obvious agents and ops. They just they didn't give it that energy. They just let it roll off and they just kept focused. That's a master class up here in Oakland on how to stay focused when you're surrounded by ops. Because I'm telling you, it was clearly paid provocateurs in there. I mean, just doing some of the most silliest, nonsensical stuff you can imagine. And some were getting put out, just blurting out shit, and they had to call security to put some of the people out. It was real real blatant and obvious. And again, our brothers and sisters stayed focused on what they needed to speak on. And that was a good thing. Do we have anybody here who is up in the town today? And I have a lot of white people in here. What's going on with the white people in here? A lot of white people in the room. So I guess y'all want to hear about the reparations too, because I've seen a lot of when they put up the clip of me and it went viral of me talking about reparations. I saw a lot of Mayo tears in there where people are upset about us really pushing the envelope forward to get reparations. See, now it's not as funny as it used to be. See, now the trolling don't work no more because now we're the reparations conversation and the reparations proposals. They're pushing these things forward. So now this is kind of wiping the smiles off a lot of people's faces. Now it ain't you ain't cacan and kikiing no more because we're so codified and we're on our square again. Yeah, you throwing your agents our way, that's not working no more. That's why if enough people are on code, all of that other stuff is going to be inconsequential. Let's get Q in here real quick. Let's get Q. I remember your name from the other day, Q. What's up, Q?
Yo, peace, brother. What's going on with you, man?
I'm good, man. What's on your mind, Q?
So I just wanted to touch on something I was interested. I want to speak on another space, well, first of all, congratulations. Not necessarily congratulations, but thank you for speaking on reparations today and
No doubt.
doing that in a codified manner for one. But I wanted to get your opinion on Raowa and the racial holy war, and that whole concept
Oh yeah.
and kind of what we're in right now.
Oh
Kind
yeah.
of touch on that, peace, brother.
Oh yeah. Thank you, brother. Yeah, we're in the middle of Rahowa, and we talked about that. I've been talking about Rahowa since like Hidden Colors 2 or 3, one of them. But Rahowa, I'm short for racial holy war. This is something that the white supremacists they've launched on us. We're in Rahowa right now. We're in the middle of a racial holy war, as we see with our brother Jordan Neely getting lynched and other cases similar to that. We are in a racial holy war. They look at that as a form of warfare. You understand? They look at killing an innocent, unarmed black person. That's a win, even though the person is a soft target. That's a win for the racial holy war. We have to look at it in those terms. So really going back and forth with these white supremacists about the details of their job is to waste your time because ultimately they're going to trump everything with I'm white and I say so. The murder of our brother Jordan, and they're turning up in New York, by the way. New York, they were turning up heavy on the subways today, kind of disrupting the flow of the trains and all that. They're turning up. So, they're trying to produce justice. But we have to understand that the white supremacists think in order for them to survive, they have to subjugate us. So they have to wage this covert war against us and then act like they're not doing it. You understand what I'm saying? And we better understand that the right and the left are involved in this war. Remember, with Jordan Neely being killed, the Republicans and the Democrats and the liberal media, all of them were protecting the suspected white supremacists who did it. Don't ever forget that. They were protecting him, not putting his name out there, and all of them have the same talking points about that brother. They're blaming the brother for his own death and protecting the suspected white supremacists who did it. So understand that it's a bipartisan issue. Let's get Soul Child. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, Tariq? I was actually sitting behind you at the reparations meeting. I think a lot of people need to focus on being more objective than emotional.
Yeah.
When people start emotional, you see what happened at that meeting today. People getting kicked out, and I don't know, people just crashing out and whatnot. So I appreciate you speaking. I didn't get a chance to speak.
Now, had you been to some of the other meetings before?
No, I have
That's right.
not.
Okay, but yeah, as you saw today, it was weird. It was, they were crashing the hell out, and you can tell they were clearly sent in paid agents to do that stuff because some of the shit they were doing was just so forced and contrived. It didn't even make any sense. Some of the stuff people were blurting out and them having to get thrown out like that. Well, we had so. I don't know what happened to Soul. There you go, Soul.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, people I don't know, people just mention like the Jordan Neely stuff instead of how much we should be getting and what Pacific tangibles we should be getting. They were just talking about symbolism, like the guy who made the hashtag Black Lives Matter. He was up there, he was talking about we don't need cash, we need education and reform, and he was just babbling.
Right.
Just babbling.
Yeah, yeah. And what's funny, the people who were babbling, they let them talk forever, man. I'm like, damn, when are they gonna wrap this shit up? And the minute we start talking and just getting to the point, okay, thank you so much, your time is up. I'm like, damn. So, but we got our point across, though. Everybody who was thorough really got their point across, so that was a good thing. But anyway, but thank you so much. So, yeah. We were ready, psychologically ready for some of the BS that was gonna pop off. Let's get Roger, and then we'll get Catherine in here. Roger,
Tariq, what's going on, my brother? How you doing, man?
I'm good. Roger, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Two quick things. I actually came out to LA last week, and I came to the Hidden History Museum, and I just want to say it's a beautiful spot, my brother. Thank you so much for, um, building that and just, allowing us to come see that and just be a part of that.
Yo, I
And
appreciate that. I appreciate it.
yeah, for sure. To everybody that's in the room, please go to LA and check that out, man. It's a beautiful thing. My second thing is, are there any other reparations hearings going around the country, or is it just in Oakland right now?
This is the only one I know that's happening now, and I think that was the last one. So all the recommendations and all the proposals about to be submitted now. So, we're going to see what the outcome is going to be. And I think some of the other states might have some reparations proposals, but it's some jive ass reparations. It's like like it's that housing voucher in the form of it's not even real reparations. So some of those stuff, they're like jokes. So all eyes are on California right now because we really made sure that the language was right. We made sure that the lineage based reparations was going to be prioritized. It was all about lineage based, and we made sure that it was all going is going to be about cash payments. All of this other stuff, education and hugs and all that shit. No, we let people know that it's going to be about reparations in the form of cash, specifically the foundational Black Americans. So we made them get the language right in California. So all eyes are on California because what goes on in California, so goes the nation. So everybody's looking at what's going on out here. So we had to really be on top of things. But thank you so much, brother. Catherine, let me get Catherine in here.
Greetings, Brother Tariq. This is Catherine from Memphis, Tennessee. I have a question for you. I'm feel like I'm all over the place. Like I don't know which way to go about the reparations because it seems like if you go into the Twitter space or any meeting, it is a lot of babbling, or I'd say hijacking the reparations talk to get to the point. And even like when I heard when you spoke today, they cut you so short.
Yeah.
And I wasn't there, of course, but I was trying to find out. And then the other thing here in Memphis, they have agreed to do a study, and the company that they're hiring, I believe, is going to be white. So it's like the reparations money is going to white people.
Mm. Well, see, that's why on the grassroots, everybody has to be codified, and there has to be enough codified people on the grassroots to make sure you guys are going to push the message and legitimize or delegitimize the commission, because that's the important thing. The grassroots are the ones who's going to be able to legitimize the task force. So if they get a white company out there to try to push reparations and they're on some BS, the grassroots has to delegitimize them. Like out here in California, people have to remember when they had the task force initially, this task force was on some bullshit. We on the grassroots held that ass to the fire and made them get all the language right, because we would delegitimize them if they were not going to get the language right. So it's still all on the grassroots. We have to understand the power that we have on the grassroots. We can legitimize something or delegitimize it. And the thing is, what they do, they get fake grassroots people. They'll sprinkle some people out there who act like they're grassroots. So we have to understand who's who and who's ops and who's the um, the people who are coming in to infiltrate. So that's why it's very important for people on the ground to know who's who, to look at everybody's paperwork. So when people are acting as spokespersons, you know whether they are legit or not legit. All right. But thank you so much,
Thank
beloved.
you. Thank you.
And because another thing, you got people, and I found out this today, there were some people who were at the reparations thing who was low key clicked in with In Cobra, but they're acting like Grassroots. And there was some weird shit that went down today at the reparations thing. Some real weird stuff that popped up. Let me get see how the West was saved. I think that's your name. So it was some real weird stuff going on. What's up, brother?
Hi. So first, I just want to say thanks for coming out today. I think,
Thank you.
like you just said, how goes the nation, right? California is going to lead the way. But I think what we really need to do in this next moment is take the recommendations that the task force is bringing forward and push a federal case. I think that's going to help us in the long term, just so we're not going state by state, locality by locality. But what California is doing is basically doing the groundwork. So we have the evidence that we need to go ahead and prepare this case for the federal and state governments, right? And I
Yeah.
want to say one more thing. I think that black tax, this is what I'm really trying to push right now. At the bare minimum, we should be withholding a portion of our black taxes into a secure trust account. And I do want to say for LA, because you are in LA too, I
Mm-hmm.
think that we need to withdraw our predominantly black neighborhoods into incorporated townships. We've just given away too much to this system, right? Like sports, science, and all these different things. And I think collectively, we absolutely have enough power to reposition ourselves and recycle our own money, our own funds, and all those type of things within our own systems. And we really just need to start looking at that. But I think our next step needs, when the recommendations come from the task force, go ahead and bring forward a case against the federal government. They've been convicted, right?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, good recommendations. Thank you so much, beloved. All right. Let's get Magic Dragon.
Greetings, Brother Tariq, and all my FBA family.
How are you, Magic?
First, I'm doing good, brother. Just happy to be here. And I wanted to just say a couple of things real quick. One, thank you for your solidarity. I've been following you since the first Hidden Colors, and I got nothing but love and respect for everything you do, and I'm behind you 1,000%. And the other thing I wanted to say is my grandfather is Charlie Parker, and I do want to get in contact with you as soon as possible about some contributions I can make to the Hidden History Museum.
Oh, wow. That would be great. So your grandfather was Charlie Parker?
Yes, sir. My daddy was his firstborn.
Wow. So the bird. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got to talk. Yeah, we
Yes,
got to
sir.
talk. Yeah,
My email is on my page.
Okay, cool. We're gonna talk. I would love to talk to you about that. That's what's up. The jazz great Charlie Parker. All right. Let's get Weldon. Let's get Weldon in here. What's going on, Weldon? Let's get Weldon, and then we're gonna get Mike in here. Weldon, then Mike.
Hey man, thanks, dude. Wow, man. Thank you so much for coming out here and just representing, man. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, man, I mean, it's just, and then we need this reparations, man, because everybody's getting everything except for us. We are not getting anything. I mean, the Latinos, the Asians. I mean, and the thing that pissed me off about this Asian bill, dude, is like, wait a minute, we made. I mean, we basically buy everything out of their stores, especially the hair weaves and all that ish. You know what I mean? And then, and also, it's like, come on, man, come on. We've got to. I mean, we got to do better, man. We just and then those clowns out there, all in costume and saying that all Black Lives Matter. And brother, thank you so much for coming out. I'm just and man, I've got all of your series. I mean, dude, I'm like, it's a mind blowing thing that we're getting this. I'm mad at the old Negroes who haven't. I mean, they could have gave us this money a long time ago, but they just said, "Oh, we all want to get along. We all chasing white Becky." all this other stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, man. I get a little land you plane. Thank you. But I feel you, brother. Thank you so much. Let me get Mike in.
Hey, how you doing, brother Tariq?
I'm good, Mike. What's on your mind, bro?
Hey, a lot, man. I've been following you for a while, man. I got banned from Twitter, um, and I got back in. Um, I'm definitely respecting the reparations. I'm just really concerned for the safety of us, man. It's a lot of covert things that are being under wraps. I served 5 years in the military. Um, I've seen and I've heard some things, and I just want to make it known when we talk and we make these notions. I think of the brother that followed Farrakhan, and he died back in 2001. His rhetoric was very extreme, and I think if we don't have anything to protect us, man, I think the words really won't deem strong. I don't know if people are really feeling where I'm coming from. I just feel for the safety of us. I think that all of us need to focus on getting our weapons. I'm in Florida, and DeSantis is moving in ways that his father moved. A lot of people don't know about that. As
Oh yeah,
far
we know.
as
Listen. They ain't doing nothing they have not done already. The white supremacists are one trick ponies, man. They
yes,
are
sir.
not doing to us that they have not already done, man. They've played their one trick. Their trick is to harm us any way they can or any way we allow them to. Lynchings, they've been doing that for the longest, man. If they can get in where they fit in, they can do it. Our reaction has to be different. Our codification has to be different, and we're getting more codified to checkmate a lot of this stuff. So we just got to be on our square, and we're gonna be fine. We just got to be codified. Enough of us has to be codified. Um, well, so let's get JoJo in here.
What's going on, Tariq? How you doing, brother?
Brother Joe, how you doing, man? I'm good.
I'm doing good, man. I'm glad to see that you are, you're in good hands, man. I wanted to give you a shout out, man, and commend you for, standing up and making sure that you represent foundational Black Americans as the lineage, and speaking on lineage-based reparations because it's very important. I wanted to touch base on two things, right, that happened at that task force hearing today, because there's some misinformation going on, in these Twitter spaces, right?
Yeah,
And the brothers that were that was supposedly kicked out, they actually were upset because the white woman came up there and spoke, and they didn't get a chance to speak, so they were upset. But the lady Friday Jones, remember we had that YouTube about those paid people that were getting into the reparations movement, and they were talking about Liberation Ventures and George Soros and all of them. Well,
yeah,
that's the sister that was supposedly, she claims to be a part of those organizations, because if you watch that video, she actually told those people to stand up that represent those organizations, right? And
mhm,
we already kind of like did the homework and seen that these people were funded through Liberation Ventures. So it was like there was an attack on you, bro. Like, I'm glad you had your security there, bro. You're a very
yeah,
smart individual, man, because that didn't look good, man, at all. But at the end of the day, the message was clear as day, man. And I'm gonna land my plane.
yes, indeed. Yeah, man. Today there was some weirdo shit that popped off that we nipped in the bud real fast though, because I already expected some oppie type stuff. Yeah, that Friday Jones, and I don't know that Friday Jones. I just she announced her name today, but she kind of a fat chick. She came in with one kind of husky, little moist looking dude, and like a little skinny hood rat. So they came in and they sat like in front of me, and they sat there for like an hour. Didn't say nothing. They sat there for an hour, and they saw me there, and I don't know who they are, and I'm chilling, and I got I'm surrounded, I got my hitters positioned, and with the task force, they started having phone calls first. They say we're going to do the phone calls, and then we'll have the people speak in person. So you had a few phone calls go on. This went on for damn near an hour. And then a call came through, and it was the Friday chick who was sitting in the audience. She called while she was sitting in the audience. So she stand up babbling. making a scene, being disruptive, just plebiscite babbling and just kind of going on. And they're telling her, hey, you're out of order. You can't call and be in the audience, ma'am. And she's talking over them and yelling at them and talking reckless. And then the dude next to her, he stands up and they're kind of gesticulating and doing all this stuff. And she's like, yeah, my organization put in all this work. And no, she's babbling and nobody really knows what she's talking about. So she's yelling at the task force people. And then, and I'm like, okay, these are some clearly oppie ass people. And then her and the dude turn to me and I'm sitting down and they were like, yeah, people in this audience, they're going to have to put some respect on my name. Yeah, you going to put they pointing at me. I'm sitting in the audience like, who the hell are they pointing at? You going to have to put some respect on my name. I'm like, what the huh? I'm looking like, who the hell are you people? And the dude, he's snapping his fingers, pointing, yeah, Tariq. I'm like, what the hell? What the? It was some old get your hand out my pocket type of thing. It was, dude, this is how I'm telling you how crazy it was. They just started yelling at me in the middle of the reparations thing. Oppie as hell. This was some agent provocative. So this dude yelling, I'm like, nigga, who are you talking to? So I'm standing up like, nigga, come here. Come up here, dude. No, you got them security. If you ain't had them security, nigga. So I'm about to climb over the chairs to slap him in the mouth. I'm about to climb over. They're holding me back. And thankfully, some of the brothers and sisters from Oakland, shout out to them. They came up to me. They got in my ear. They were like, listen, Tariq, listen, don't trip on them, brother. They do this. These are ops. These are paid disruptors. You don't give them no energy, brother. Don't give them no energy. They do this all the time. Don't even trip, brother. So I said, all right, I got it. I'm not gonna trip. So I chilled, and thankfully I did. Everything got calm, but I just chilled. They let me know what the deal was. I said, okay, got it. And everything ran smooth. We said what we had. I said what I had to say because if I had got down in them seats, I would have had to leave. They would have made me leave. So thankfully, the brothers and sisters from the town were able to holler at me and let me know what the deal was. These are some ops. You don't take them seriously. Hey, we know hey, this is what they do. So don't even trip on it. But I'm like, damn, the ops in here like that. But just instinctively, I got some random fool that I don't know. I don't know these niggas from a can of paint kind of yelling at me. So instinctively, okay, I'm going to defend myself. So, I'm thinking like that. And I already got hitters around. I'm surrounded by hitters. So it wasn't going to be no sneak shit at all. So, I was as prepared as I could be. But I'm glad the brothers and sisters who were there put me up on game and let me know what was up. And then everything ran smooth. So again, I commend the brothers and sisters in Oakland for being able to play past the obvious agent provocateurs that's placed in there. Y'all played past them masterfully. Y'all had the energy like, hey, we see what y'all niggas are doing. We're still going to be focused on what we need to talk about. So that was a master class right there, man. I really take my hat off to the brothers and sisters in the town for not falling for the okie doke, not falling for the banana in the tailpipe, and for putting me up on game, to be honest, because I was about to fuck everything up. Yeah, people are commending me for speaking eloquently, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna be transparent. I was about to fuck it up today. I was about to mess everybody's reparations up. I'm sorry. Nobody was gonna get no money. I was about to just fuck all of the money up, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be honest. Because if I got down them stairs, I was gonna slap the living shit out of that dude. But thankfully, the brothers and sisters from the town got in my ear, kept it real player. And again, y'all know I got all my game from the town, man. I've always hung around Bay Area players. I've always hung around them guys. They've always laced me with game. They would lace me with game back in the day. So, I'm glad they were able to pull me to the side and pull my coattail, man. That's why I rock with the town. That's why I rock with them heavy. and everything ran smooth, and the recommendations, everything has been okayed. So now they're going to take it to the next level and send it to the governor. So everything is looking good. Everything is looking good. Let's get Sir Major. I ain't talked to Sir Major's ass in a long time. What's going on, Sir Major? What's up, bro? How you doing,
Man,
man?
I'm doing good, man. I haven't been on here in a while. I've been on Clubhouse. But listen, man, I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you didn't do anything that, have you in a compromising position. I want you to remind yourself this, man. You've been on the scene for quite some time. You gotta remind yourself this. Some niggas is looking for a payday. So if you slap a
Yeah,
nigga, you now they got a payday. So that's really what
yeah,
that's what that was. It's some broke dusties who looking for a payday, tired of eating ramen noodles, and they trying to have a steak this
yeah,
weekend. You know,
yeah,
so that's what it was. But I saw the video, heard what you had to say. You did
yeah.
a profound job. Keep doing your thing,
Yes,
and
sir.
man, listen, don't work. Keep your security with you. I mean, you got to move like the
Yes,
president. You got to move like the president. I'm telling you, bro.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. My man, thank you so much, man. As Jay Prince said, man, you got to put some protection on your ass. As Jay Prince said, hey, man, if you out here, if you got any kind of influence or any kind of status, man, you better put some protection on your ass. And that's real talk. Let's get Avon, and then we're gonna get Willie. Avon, and then Willie. All right. What's up, Avon?
Yo, what's up, Flex?
What's up, brother Avon?
Hey, was that a tether you had to deal with today, man?
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know where they were from, man. It was just they were clearly some ops, though. They were sent in by them folks to disrupt everything and to try to derail everything, and it didn't work. So, thank goodness for that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Good news, man. I support everything you do, man. Been a huge follower for a while. Got my girl bought me all the hidden colors way back then. So salute.
Man. Man, I respect that, man. Thank you so much, brother. Let's get brother Willie in here. Let's get Willie, brother Willie.
Peace, peace, brother Tariq. This is Racial Bro,
What's up?
aka Willie Dynamite. What's happening, player?
Yes, sir. I'm good, man. How you doing, fam?
I'm good, brother. I just wanted to speak real quick about good brother Jordan Nilly and that whole situation. You've been in New York City before, and I'm a native New Yorker, born and raised. And the thing is that what's going on when you see these situations, such as our good brother Jordan Nilly, such as the situation with this propaganda, with the Asian hate crimes, with these people running around in certain areas with red hats and pink hoodies, even to our good rest in peace, our good brother Eric Gardner. These particular situations are not happening in the black community up here in New York City. These places,
Mm.
also even with that tether that's running around here, berating people claiming to be FBA, and he's obviously not. He has an accent. If anybody can hear the videos that have been going around viral, all of these things are taking.
Who is he?
I'm still working on that, brother. Really, to be honest with you, I don't even think he's from the city. You got to realize the tri-state area is connected to Connecticut, New Jersey. So you do have non-FBA enclaves in these spaces, and these dudes come back and forth in the city all the time and do these little shenanigans. But to make it
Okay.
clear, to make it clear, to make my point, these things are not happening in our neighborhoods. If you notice, this is not happening in the heart of Bed-Stuy. This is not happening even in the black neighborhoods in the South Bronx. This is not happening in the middle of Harlem. This mainly happens in Lower Manhattan or Manhattan within itself. So I just wanted to point. I
Mm.
just wanted to point that out and make that clear that these are definitely controlled environments where these things are taking place. And I land my plane, brother. Thank you.
Good point. Okay, thank you. But yeah, my man made a good point because I know my way around New York a little bit, but yeah, that's a good point. A lot of times, a lot of stuff like that does happen in areas where there's not a lot of FBAs. Where there's not a lot of FBAs, a lot of that stuff happens. And I noticed there were a lot of white people on that train and non FBAs, and there was a few tethers on there. So my man makes a good point. Let's get Max in here. Let's get Max. Let's get Max. What's up, Max?
How's it going?
I'm good, Max. What's going on?
Yeah, man. I was traveling all day today. I was able to tune into the task force meeting. I saw those people go at you. That was C-Jack people. I think that was Friday Jones. that went at you. And then I saw that those Cicada tribe members got kicked out of the space. I wasn't surprised about that. But my biggest thing is that we really need to be figuring out what number it is that we're going to push, right? If they're saying that we're owed $1
Yeah.
million, we need to tell them that we're owed $1 million. I'm on the record saying $350,000. That comes to $5,000 a month, $70,000 a year, right? So the reparations, like those Cicada tribe members, it was a clown show today. And everyone should have been on code with saying how much money we're owed today. Dudes are getting kicked out of the meeting, right? Whereas we should have been saying, hey, $350,000, $5,000 a month, $70,000 a year, or is it $1 million? But people are showing up making the clown show. I see people are attacking you. The CJAC people that were paid $40,000, right? No one knows where that money really went, right?
Mm.
So, today like was very disappointing to a lot of us, and it in certain people are shouldn't be a part of this movement. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like they I'm sorry, the tribe members, you shouldn't be a part of this movement because you're ruining it for all of us. And today it should have been how much money we're owed.
All right, man. But thank you so much. Yeah, a lot of the focus should be, yeah. Look, people start arguing about the dollar amount, and I've said, man, look, it could be a sliding scale anywhere between 300K and 5 million a person. So let's start there. It can be somewhere in between there, 300K and 5 million. Because what I don't want to do is start getting into arguments. Somebody say it's a million. Oh, a million, that ain't enough. I suffered. Let's start somewhere. We got to start somewhere. Let's not just go all over. Let's start somewhere. We got to start at a number. Let's not argue about the damn number incessantly. Let's start at a number. Let's pick a number because we ain't got shit now. So let's pick a number and then we'll start. All right. That's the most important thing. Starting at a number. Don't sit there because that's another time wasting tactic too. You got to watch people who want to argue the number because those are ops. Many of them are ops. You better understand there's certain people who pretend that they're concerned about the number, but the real job is to waste time and disrupt. You better watch that too. Because when you say, hey, let's we want to get $1 million per person. Oh, hold on now. Hold on. I got something to say. First of all, my name is Jimmy Bell Ray. I am a third descendant of Frederick Douglass and Sojourner Truth. And I say $1 million is not enough because I have suffered. I have fought in Vietnam. I was a Black Panther member. I was part of the Negro Leagues, and I was a part of the Tuskegee experiment, and I got syphilis. And I say I need $40 million to clear this syphilis up and also to get my baseballs back because the white man stole my baseballs from Negro Leagues, and I need 40 million. That's stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? That's time wasting, man. That's a bunch of time wasting, not tethered babble, but troll babble. Niggas ain't trying to do nothing. They're just trying to waste time. So we don't want to get into that. We had a little bit of that today, by the way. At the thing, you had some civil rights, a couple of civil rights babbles, but some of the elders were speaking truth to power. Some of them were speaking truth to power, but you got to watch some of the people who just kind of want to waste time. And then it was some stuff where they were, one of the older brothers went up there and they were taking personal shots at each other and they were going after Kamala Harris. One brother got up there, Kamala Harris is a hoe. What the hell? They were just saying anything. It got crazy today. It was all over the place. But let me get my brother Afro Elite in. Afro Elite, hop on, brother. I'm good, Afro. How you doing, fam?
The first thing I want to say, I think the structure was a little weird to have the callers call in first, then have the people speak in person. I feel like the people should have spoke
Yeah,
in person and then let them leave and then have people call in. That I felt like that was backwards. But I want to ask you, I don't know if you like stuck around or noticed, did you see how later on in the meeting how they tried to walk back the lineage exclusive reparations where they were talking about well people it's going to be difficult for people to trace their lineage back. We have to loosen the language up a little bit, and they had like a vote just in the middle of the meeting. They had a vote about loosening the language in the stipulations about it being you have to trace your lineage back. So I'm starting to see they'll say it's lineage based and you have to prove your lineage, and then they'll say, oh, it's just too difficult for us to prove our lineage because some people homeless or whatever excuse they're making. And I feel like they're
yeah,
trying to loosen up the stipulations or the requirements to invite more people in later on.
yeah. And I think that got shut down, and the vote was basically we're going to keep it at lineage based. You be able to trace your lineage back before the 1900s. So I think that went on and got pushed through, and that's why when I spoke, I just got right to the point. And the first thing I said was lineage, lineage, lineage. This don't we have to keep this thing on lineage. So the language is very important. But thank you so much, brother. Yeah, man, that's why. Look, as when I got up there, I just got right to the point because I knew my time was limited and I was just getting cooking. The first thing I said, hey man, this has to be lineage based. Let's not waver off the lineage. Let's not try to make this a reparations claim for race or anything. This has to be a lineage based reparations package for foundational Black Americans, because if we open it up to race, that's going to open the door for all of these other groups and that's going to undermine us. So we have to keep our square on that thing. All right, let's get just read up. Let's get just read up. What's up, Nikki the God? I see you, dear. Just read up. Where you at? Well, what happened to you, brother? Whoops. Let me see. Let's get not playing that. All right, let's get not playing that in here. What's up, not playing that?
Hi, good evening. You know,
Hello, how are you?
I loved you today. Thank you for just holding it down and getting it in that 2 minutes. But I'm also one of the ones that mentioned the $5 million. We've been actually
Okay.
working on this issue for the last 15 years and couldn't really get no push because we were dealing with the Dr. Amos Browns, Maxine Waters. Now we couldn't get no push, and then God leads us in the right direction at the right time. But the reason
Mm-hmm.
and how we came up with that $5 million in the Bay Area to set this pattern to let them know we're not playing. We didn't just throw this number out in the Bay Area. It wasn't until 1946 that Black folks could buy a home. A Black person couldn't become a teacher until 1949. We couldn't even go to school in certain areas in San Francisco. And the whole thing about Archie Lee, that there definitely was all this, slavery in California. But particularly in the
Yeah.
Bay Area, there were so many things in place that stopped Black people from being able to prosper, that number definitely is not enough, but it's definitely a start because they ran this whole reparations thing for the Asians, did it in 37 days. They've got all these influx of these immigrants, and then you think about the immigrants who crossed the border illegally, right? And they
Yeah.
detained them for,
Yes.
what was it, 18, well, technically 2 years, 18 months to 2 years. They came up with a $450,000 per child per parent in each family,
Yep.
not per family, but each person. How is it that we keep
Yep.
apologizing for setting an amount that will at least get us a start? And that's not just one payment, it would be ongoing payments. But look at what they paid these Indians who are still getting paid. They average
Yep.
anywhere between what, 10 and 15,000 a month, and have been getting that. And when they die, it goes to the next of kin.
Why are we
Mm-hmm.
apologizing and soft pedaling in asking for what we are rightfully due?
Real talk, sister. You nailed everything right on the money, sister. Thank you so much, beloved. That sister hit everything on all cylinders. Let's get Jeff in here. Jeff.
Hey, you keep talking about reparations,
Mm-mm.
but don't you realize you already got reparations?
Where, Jeff? Where's the reparations we get, Jeff?
Your reparations is getting to live in a country white people developed and built.
Oh,
That's
really?
your reparations. Yes.
So, so if you developed and built it, why did you white supremacists fail when you tried to do it on your own without the help of black people?
What does FBA stand for? Failed Black American?
Why did you suspected white supremacists fail when you tried to build this country on your own?
We didn't. You failed.
No, you failed, sir. Y'all didn't
Look
get
up
nothing
what
on it.
happened when
Why
they freed
didn't
the slaves.
why didn't you get it built on your own? You keep deflecting from that.
We did. Most white
No,
people didn't
when?
own slaves. There was
What
more
year?
white workers.
What year did y'all build a successful country without black people?
1600 to 1800. Most white people didn't own slaves. And there
Just
were
throwing
freed blacks that owned
you're,
slaves.
you're,
So that
you're,
means
you're,
all
throw, you're throwing numbers out, Jeff. You're just saying anything. Name the year that your white supremacist ancestors got anything going for themselves without black people in America. What year?
1614, 1615, 1616. We were already exporting
Y'all,
tobacco.
sir, y'all damn near starved to death in Jamestown. Okay. Around that time, y'all asses were eating each other in Jamestown, sir. Please don't do that. Y'all didn't get anything going on
But
around that.
there was no slaves to 1619 in Jamestown, and we were already exporting tobacco. So I debunked
And,
your point.
sir,
Now what?
no, don't. They didn't get tobacco into a prosperous export until the black people got involved, sir. Until after 1619, it didn't really get pop until after 1619, sir.
Well, black people weren't even 10% of the population to 1700. So when
And
did you become significant in the?
um,
Because you never
the
really passed 21% of the population according to the demographics.
and we were the most important commodity, sir. It was our free labor that built up the entire wealth, sir. So what does that
But
say
you
about?
didn't do the majority of labor. White
Yes,
men
we
did.
did. How? Why? What white men did the majority of labor? How? Where?
How many? There were more whites shipped here than blacks. More
Where?
indentured
Where,
servants shipped here than slaves.
where
And
did you
that's
do
just
the?
the servants. That's not the wage laborers.
Where did you do the majority of work, sir? And what work
In
were they
this
doing?
country.
What work were they
What
doing?
were they doing? A lot of indentured servants. They were blacksmiths. They were working in the fields. They were farming. They were cabinet makers. They
Sir,
were. They were.
sir, sir, the black people were in the fields. That's what the slavery thing was about. That's why they were paying top dollar for enslaved black people. That's why this country got so wealthy, because they had us in the fields and they didn't have to pay us. So that money kept getting aggregated and aggregated and aggregated and compounded, and that became the wealth of this nation, sir. You're just mayonnaise babbling at this point, sir.
So why, when you try to do it on your own, you failed?
Sir, foundational black Americans, every time we get you white supremacists out of our mix, we're actually very successful, sir.
All right.
That's
So what happened when they freed the slaves?
that's why places like Tulsa, Greenwood, other places were so successful because we got you out of our mix. And that's why you guys had to bomb and destroy our communities that we built on our own, sir.
But when they freed the slaves, it led to starvation to millions of black Americans. You can look it up.
Sir,
So
sir,
that was your starving times. When
sir,
we freed you, you couldn't survive.
sir, that's a lie.
Look it up.
Well,
And we gave you Liberia.
after, sir, after slavery, black people started building up prosperous communities. This is after slavery. Black people put their money in the Freedmen's Bank and they saw that black people could generate millions of dollars directly after slavery. We cut our illiteracy rate. Black people were making moves until you white supremacists had to undermine us with immigrants. You were flooding us with immigrants right after slavery, sir. So if
Well, you
there
are
was,
always the minority here.
sir, but you guys saw that we were so prosperous after slavery, you had to slow that prosperity down and flood the zone with a bunch of white,
According to what statistics?
with a bunch of, according to the damn statistics of them immigrants flooding over here. That's when most of the immigrants came over after slavery, sir. Is that true or not true?
They didn't come here for you. They came here to work for white people's companies. They didn't
They
come here for.
came here to eat off the wealth that was already generated by foundational black Americans. You know why? Because they were starving, musty, and dusty in the slums of Europe, your homeland, sir. Right?
Well, why didn't you build Liberia, the land given to freed blacks?
Oh, shut up with the Liberia. That was a cluster flop from day one.
You went over there and you failed.
We sir, if y'all don't stop with that Liberia, the white supremacists had their hands all in Liberia. That was a finesse and a con game. Most of us didn't go over there. You had other people from the Caribbean going to Liberia. You had people from other parts of Africa going to Liberia. So it wasn't just the few foundational black Americans who went over there. And plus the white supremacists were all involved. So yeah, it was a mess because your people were involved, sir. So stop with the Liberia stuff. We're fine when you're not in our
What
midst.
happened in civil rights? What did you fight for?
Sir, we got a lot of you white supremacists off our
To
back.
be part of white society because we built this country.
Sir,
And
this
you
is
know it.
sir. Okay, what did you build?
What did we build?
What's
Let's
white culture?
see.
No. What,
80% of U.S.
Jeff,
companies
Jeff,
that employ people.
slow down, Jeff, slow down. Jeff, what's white culture? What's white American culture?
White American culture. Well, you're speaking a white man's language. A lot of what you call soul food is European food. Um,
Nigga.
what you
Like what? Oh, tell me what? Tell me. I got what? Tell me some of these dishes. Tell me.
All right. Where do collard greens come from?
Oh God. Okay.
Ain't they come from Greece? Where does fried chicken come from? It
Oh,
comes from
okay.
Scotland.
So
All right.
why does your fried chicken and collard greens have no flavor and ours do? Jeff?
You muted me. Oh, and
Yeah.
that's why you. I seen your little thing. Where did you go on today?
Wait. Why does your fried chicken and collard greens have no flavor?
Well, here's the thing. All the major chicken restaurants were started by white people. I hear you guys talk about seasoning, but you guys eat at our restaurants every day.
Like which ones? Which
Every
one?
day you stuff
What?
your face.
No. What? Please tell me. What chicken place started by white people?
All right. Popeye's Chicken, Al Coupland,
Oh my God,
KFC.
sir. Oh God. Oh God. Did family? Did he say KFC? You mean the recipe that Colonel Sanders stole from a black woman? He stole
Well,
this
that's
recipe.
been fact checked, and there's
Oh
no
yeah.
strong evidence
Yes.
for
Stop
that.
it. Stop. You guys always steal recipes. Even Popeyes, they stole recipes down there too. They
Prove
don't
it.
cook food,
Prove it.
dude. Paula Dean, all of you.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Every chicken restaurant you eat
Oh,
is
stop
the
it.
white man's.
Y'all stole the recipes from the black people, sir. Just because you can steal what white American culture, white supremacist culture is the patent office. You guys can steal stuff and patent things at the drop of a hat. That's your culture, stealing and patenting other things that black people create, sir. That's your culture right there, sir. So
If
you're
that
welcome.
was true,
You're welcome.
why don't you have another country you can compare America to? A black
Because
country that's even half as rich. I could point to other European countries because we built this country.
like what? Like what? What other European countries can you point to that
I
the
can point.
slave trade didn't build up to,
How many slaves were in Norway? It's ranked
sir?
the most developed country according to the Human Development Index. How many
Sir,
slaves were in Switzerland? And
sir,
another thing is, black
no,
Americans.
no, because the banks in Switzerland got their wealth from the money generated from the slave trade, sir, and the Vatican. All of them got their money generated from the transatlantic slave trade and the slave trade here, sir. That's where the Swiss
But guess what?
all got their
You
money.
participated in slavery. There were
Well,
3,000 black slave owners in the South.
and sir, those black slave owners had to buy their family members. So they weren't enslaving people like your white supremacist family were. They were buying family members. So technically, on paper, they were slaves, but they were relatives that they had to purchase, sir. So tell the whole truth and put it in context,
Well,
Jeff.
that's
You just
always the excuse. There was a famous black guy that
don't say
he bought the slave and he
don't
sold
say
them back for profit.
don't say Anthony Johnson. Are you about to do the Anthony Johnson lie?
William Ellison owned 53 black
Will
slaves. He was a slave.
William Ellison, then he was a mulatto trying to be like his white daddy. Sometimes you have Sambos who take on their white supremacist father's traits, sir. Stop it, okay? He was a mulatto who had a white supremacist dad, and sometimes that places trauma on the minds of a black child, and he grew up to be a Sambo, so that doesn't count, sir.
I even heard your interview. It's your most viewed interview. You even admitted that you are dependent on white people. You
We
admitted
are,
that.
yes, we are dependent on white people
So
because
how could you say you built this country if you
you
need
have,
white people?
but we don't need you, but we're
If
dependent
you're
on you.
dependent on them, you need them.
Because no, we don't need you, but we're dependent on you because you turn society into a prison. So we don't need you, but you chose to imprison us, and we don't know how to break out of that societal prison yet. That's the problem. So we are dependent on you because when we build something, you guys destroy it anyway. So then we have to depend on you to get whatever little crumbs we have. So now we have to figure out how to replace the system of white supremacy with the system of justice so that you won't destroy what we build, sir. You see?
We destroyed what you built.
Yes, you have. You destroy,
No, I
steal.
think you destroyed our communities. What do you think white flight is about? You think they just hate you because you're black? No, they hate
Yes,
because you
yes.
destroy the communities and you make people leave.
Oh, no, 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 sir. Y'all leave because you guys are afraid of your genetics not being strong enough to mix in with black people. So that's what white flight is about. We don't destroy anything. In fact, the black communities that we control are the cleanest communities. You white supremacists are living in funky, musty trailers, drinking out, sucking your sister's titty.
Really?
You're the,
What
yes, people
percentage
like you.
of the population lives in trailers? I looked
Most
this up
of you,
before.
okay, most of you,
6% of the population.
stop it. Stop it. Let's get something straight. Most of you suspected white supremacists are not bawling out. Most of you are dirty, little musty, inbred, mosquito bitten, canker having rednecks sitting in a trailer park drinking a goddamn Bud Light with crust in your toes, dirty draws, and wet dog smelling hair. So you're not all bawling out. But the only thing that keeps you alive and keeps you waking up every day is the thought of a group of people being subjugated by the dominant society, and that is black people. So white
Well,
supremacy
if that was
keeps
true,
you
why would you
up
be
every.
talking about a wealth gap? I always hear you talking about a wealth gap.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there's
But
a
I
wealth
guess
gap.
I thought we didn't have any wealth. So I thought
All
we were
we
all just living in
do
trailers and it doesn't make
the,
any sense.
the middle class white supremacists and the wealthy white supremacists, they have the majority of the wealth. Now, you lower level white supremacists like you who live in the trailer, you're the foot soldiers for the middle class and the upper class. They use you as their little do boys. You
I
don't have.
never lived in a trailer, but I just seen a
Stop
fight of
it.
a Samoan and a black.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it, sir. I hear the engine of your trailer car running right now. You're not a bawling white man at all. You're one of these little dirty white supremacists who's low level living. Most of you guys, all the Section 8, most of you guys on Section 8, and y'all try to put that on us. The
Well, in raw
Owsley,
numbers, but
stop with that bullshit. Owsley County, Kentucky is the welfare capital in the United States. Owsley County, Kentucky is a 99% white area and 98% of the people are on welfare. Look that up. You do not have an all black town where
well,
everybody's
I
on
went on the
well
census website. It shows blacks have a higher percentage on welfare, the percentage of
percentage
their population. They're
Yeah,
more whites in raw numbers, but the
damn,
percentage of their population.
y'all like to mix up raw numbers and all of that nonsense. Look, black people, if there's 2 or 3 black people on welfare, they have a reason to be, because the white supremacists, you deprive us of resources. Shit,
But who created welfare?
it's a wonder that all of us are not on welfare with the stuff that you've done to us. But every law has been made to benefit the suspected white supremacists. So none of you should be on welfare. What the hell is your excuse? That's a question, Jeff. Jeff, that's a question. Jeff, can you put the meth pipe back on the stove and answer the question, sir?
You know what you did. You muted me. And that's why that lady turned off your microphone in your little speech, your conference thing, reparations.
So were you upset with what I had to say? Was that the thing that
Well,
got you triggered?
you didn't have a lot to say. She cut you off pretty
said
quick.
enough. I said enough, and the video is going viral. So I said enough. Did it bother you what I had to say about reparations today, sir?
Well, you're not going to get it. You can
Yes,
keep
we are.
crying and complaining.
Yes, we are.
You're not going to receive them.
Yes, we are. Oh, yes, we are. We're going to get reparations. And Jeff, when we get reparations, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy all the mayonnaise and starve you out. You're not going to have no mayonnaise. I'm going to buy it all. And then I'm going to raise the price on it and slang that shit like dope. And you're going to be like, oh my God, ain't no more mayonnaise. Fuck. So that's going to be my punishment. Yes, that's going to be my punishment to you. I'm going to be the mayonnaise trap king. All right. Just to get in your ass, just to make you mad. All right. But anything else, Jeff?
Anything else?
All right. So just understand the reparations are coming, Jeff. And Jeff, it's a good thing.
No, they're not.
It's coming, Jeff. Yeah, yes, it is.
No, they're not.
I promise you, we're going to get reparations, Jeff. And it's going to stimulate the economy. It's going to be
if you get, how's it going to stimulate the economy?
Because we're going to circulate that money in the economy. We're not going to be like all of these other groups who get money and funnel it outside the country. We're going to stimulate the economy by creating businesses, creating jobs, and that's going to stimulate and circulate money in the economy. Reparations is going to be a good thing, and that'll be a good thing for you. You can get more meth, you can get more head lice spray. It will be good for you. You're going to have a lot of great, wonderful things. You can get that head lice out of your scalp, all of that stuff, brother. Anyway, Jeff, but just wait on those reparations, and you should be glad that we're getting reparations. You should want justice. You should want people to be compensated.
Well, I already told you, you already received the reparations, and that's getting to live in a white country, a white society that white people built.
No, that was my family built this country from scratch, and your family
from scratch. How did they build it from scratch? You weren't the only people in the colonies from 1600 to 1800.
Sir, the only people who built this country from scratch were foundational Black Americans. Your white supremacist ancestors didn't do it, and the natives didn't.
Yes, we did.
No,
we
you
didn't.
No, you didn't, because you couldn't do it. Sir, you guys ate each other to damn death over in those damn stinking ass colonies that you kept failing in, sir. And
well, you ate each other in Liberia, the land that was given to you. And you were starving when they freed you.
I ain't got nothing to do with Liberia. We are not Liberian. I'm a
yeah, and you fled to white people. You ran from the plantation and fled to white people. You were running up to Canada. Go look it up. The Quakers.
Sir, if you don't go watch the movie American Maroon, most of us were forming our own maroon communities in the Great Dismal Swamp and in Florida.
You fled, Tariq. You fled the plantation to white people that didn't own slaves. Even Frederick Douglass wrote in his book, he fled to the north, and he was talking about all the wealth in the north.
We went to Florida and whooped the white supremacist asses down in Florida, sir. Tell the whole story. That's what the Seminole Wars were about. That was a Negro war of us whooping your ass all over Florida.
Tariq, why don't you just admit the truth? You know what you're doing.
What am I
doing?
What you're doing? Telling the truth about history?
You're playing this game of black victimhood, white supremacy, and we built everything. You don't even believe that.
No. Your game is white. That's your word. Your community came up with white supremacy. That's your word.
So
You told us you
why
were
are
white
Asians able to thrive in this country?
because you allow them to.
They're not white.
You allow the
Look
key
at the
word
statistics. They're doing very well
the key word is
on
allow.
average.
You allow them, sir. You guys
But I
bombed
thought
Japan,
you said you built
sir,
the country. If you
sir,
built it,
sir.
you would be allowing them.
Sir, we're all under the system of white supremacy. We're dominated militarily, but you go back to the Asians, you allow the Asians to thrive. You guys bombed Japan and places like that, and then you turned around and gave them billions of dollars to rebuild. So you
They
allowed
gave
them.
billions of dollars to Nigeria. They still
What?
receive billions. Why haven't they built? I mean, I think only like 40% have access to
Ask
electricity.
them.
Just giving
I'm
somebody money doesn't.
curious. Ask them. I'm a foundational Black American. I don't know what they do over there. I ain't got nothing to do with Nigeria. I'm a foundational Black American. If I got billions of dollars, I'll show you what I can do, and what we can do. We'll get it popping, and that's what we're going to do with our reparations, Jeff. You feel me?
If you want reparations, ask the blacks that sold you in Africa.
Oh Lord, sir. Do you know only about 3 to 6% of people who were caught in Africa were actually brought to North America, a very small percentage. And this is very well
Yeah,
documented.
more were brought to Brazil.
Right. And we're not
So if
Brazilian.
slavery was the key to
So,
success, shouldn't Brazil
so,
be more prosperous?
you got to ask a Brazilian. I'm a foundational Black American. There were already Black people here that they enslaved here. You see? And many of us are part of that Aboriginal lineage. We're really foundational Black Americans. We're foundational to this land. We're foundational to the United States, sir.
Show me the evidence that you were already here. There is no evidence.
Sir, if you don't stop it, there's all
There's so
types.
many theories. There was a theory that the Solutreans, people came from France before the so-called natives. There's so many
Sir.
different theories. So prove that you were here first.
Yes, we can prove it through fossil evidence, scientific evidence. They proved it that way. They've done fossil bones, carbon dating, and proved that there were Black people here, the Folsom people. You have people like Von Woot. Now, these are white people who said that there were Black people here thousands of years ago. You have Constantine Rafinesque, who was a scientist here in the 1800s, a white man saying that there were Negro tribes here. The white European explorers, Balboa, so many others said that there were Black tribes here. So this is not even up for debate. This has been thoroughly proven, sir. This is our land. We're foundational Black Americans, sir. That's what it is. And we're going to get those reparations. We're going to get them. And we're going to invite you to the reparations party. Okay, I want you to come, Jeff. I want you to come to the reparations party, but you gotta bathe.
I
You gotta bathe.
guarantee you're going to be on this app in 20 years still talking about reparations.
No, because once we get the reparations, we're gonna
My
get it
thing
up.
is, if you want to take
We're gonna
pride in this
no,
country,
no,
you're the one that made it great.
we're gonna get reparations. We're gonna create a new app called No Mayo, and you're not gonna be a part of it. That means you won't be able to get on it, sir. It's a No Mayo app, nomayo.com, and you're gonna be excluded. We're gonna discriminate against you with our reparations, Jeff.
My thing
So,
is, you claim you're the reason this country is great. Why don't you just
yep.
build up your communities? Why do you need
We do
reparations?
because our communities are controlled by your white supremacist brethren. The communities are controlled by your people, sir, and that's the problem. That's why we want
How?
because you
You have
control
majority black cities like Memphis, Detroit,
that you
where
control.
more black people are in leadership,
You
black
can
mayors, black.
stop. These are puppets that you guys put into power. They don't do anything. And one of the caveats of them being in positions of power is that they don't do anything for the Black community, just like Eric up there in New York and so many other Black politicians that we get. That's why you allow them to get in certain positions so they won't do anything for the Black community. The minute a Black politician start doing things for the Black community, your community runs them out of power, sir. That's the problem.
So you're just saying you're forever under white supremacy. There's nothing black people could do. Why would you teach your
We
people that?
got because
Why
is
would
it
you
a
teach your
lie?
people that?
Okay, is it the truth or a lie?
It's a lie. Let me tell you
So
something. In
so
America, right? If
so
you have a
okay.
skill or
Wait.
talent,
So what part of the country do we live in or can we go to that white people can't come in and destroy overnight?
I don't know any white people doing that. And
Sir,
honestly, most white people wouldn't even step foot in a black neighborhood.
sir, every time we build our own communities, your community sabotages it and destroys it. This is documented. There are prosperous black communities that we had in this country all over the place. Your
I think
community,
there was
your
pockets of,
your community, stop it. Your community would do things like run freeways and train stations through our communities. This is very well
but
documented.
I thought you built everything. So
Yeah,
who was building those freeways and trains? Who was doing that? I thought you
the,
built everything in the country.
we're not building the train stations no more. We built the initial ones. We built the
So
initial.
you ran those interstate highway systems through your neighborhoods
Okay,
because
now
you were
you're
the
just
only people working, right?
now you're
And that was
trolling.
that
Now
happened
you're
after
trolling.
slavery was
But,
abolished,
but
anyways. Like a lot
see
of
that's
infrastructure in this
you're
country.
troll. So now you're troll flecting. You're deflecting from the fact that I was proving that your community comes in and they undermine our black progress. See, that's why you have to keep trolling and deflecting and doing all of this stuff. So you're proving my point, Jeff, and that's why we need reparations. It goes back to reparations, and this is why we're going to get those reparations so that we can build and protect our foundational Black American community, so that your white supremacist brethren won't come in and try to destroy everything.
No,
Right?
I think white people help your community. I think you're the
Stop
most
it.
blessed black people in the world to be living in a white country.
Stop. Stop
That's
it. Name a
honestly
black.
what I think.
What black community have you helped?
Your community.
Name a
We
black
uplift.
community. Name
All
a
right, I
black
was
community.
looking at the statistics,
No, no,
right?
no, no, no,
Most,
no, no, no. Stop it. Stop. No. I want you to name a black community that was helped by white society that's prosperous right now. Name one.
the societies you fled to when you
Okay. Name the neighborhood, sir. Name the black neighborhood that's prosperous that was helped by white people. Name it.
well, listen, you're the most successful
Okay.
black.
None. So the answer is none. I can tell you the ghettos that were helped by white people, the white supremacists. You guys create ghettos. The ghettos are your creation. If a black person is doing bad, that's the fault of the white supremacists. You created the circumstances for black people to do bad in certain neighborhoods. We only do good when we get you out of our mix, sir. These are facts.
If a
Jeff,
black person does bad, that's the fault of white supremacists. So if a
100%.
black person does
100,
good,
100%. If we name something we do that you don't have a hand in, everything bad in black society, you white supremacists are the orchestrators of
well,
that.
the reason you say we have a hand in it is because
Yeah, you
you're running
orchestrate
through
all.
our society for
Right,
everything.
right,
Jobs.
right. We're in a system of white supremacy. Right. So you
No, you
just
just
proved
don't
that.
want to create your own. You're
We
so
can't.
used to having your hand out.
We can't because we're in a system of white supremacy. You won't allow us because you have us militarily controlled, and we haven't figured out how to replace that militarized system of white supremacy with a system of justice. So you are hitting it right on the money. We have to go through you because you
Yet
run
the
things.
Asians can do it.
Oh, the Asians have to go through you too.
But they're still successful outside of
They
America.
have
Japan's
to,
successful.
no, sir, and Asian,
Singapore's
sir,
successful. They've been
because
colonized.
because you guys send money over there. You rebuilt those countries, but those Asian countries, many of them are not popping like that. That's why many of them have to immigrate here. Sir, we've been over to Asian countries.
Yeah, the
It's
ones in East Asia.
those countries are not popping like that. Many of these countries are slums over there in Asia, sir. So stop it. They come over here and prosper because they generate and they come over here and eat off the wealth that foundational Black Americans created. You see? But anywho, Jeff, but thank you so much, Jeff. Let me get some other people on here. All right, because Jeff, your mayonnaise splaining and headlights babbling. Let's get DiCaprio. Let's get DiCaprio in here. DiCaprio. All right. Let's get I love, what's your name? I love to tour. All right. I love to tour.
Yo, what's going on?
What's up, brother? What's on your mind?
We gotta discuss Elon Musk because I think Elon Musk is doing a lot to embolden a lot of people right now, and he has the platform to do it.
Okay. Okay. All right, brother. God damn.
What's your take on?
That's okay, brother. Okay. This brother didn't hit a blunt. Okay, what I don't want y'all to do, don't hit a blunt and just blurt out random thoughts that you're having while you're high. That's a random thought fart from a blunt. Yeah, that brother just had a thought fart, man. That was random as hell. You're high. You're sitting up there high. I think we should talk about SpongeBob and how that relates to Elon Musk. What we need to talk about is why they name it Uber Eats. You ain't eating in the Uber. It should be called at home eats because the Uber drop off the food at the home, right? You know, I be thinking about shit, nigga. That's high nigga talk. Dude, what they stepping on your dope with, man? My drug dealers out there, y'all pull back on the fentanyl, man. Don't cut the shit with fentanyl. Y'all got these niggas talking crazy. Cut that shit regular. Don't stretch your dope out. Y'all got niggas fucked up out here. All my niggas trapping. Stop cutting the dope so fucked up, man. Don't put too much fentanyl in there. You don't need to cut it so deep, nigga. All right, let me get Black Alpha in here. Let me get what's up, brother Black Alpha? Black Alpha, hop on, man. I'm good, man. How are you, sir?
Man, you got me over here laughing, brother. But I want to say salute to you, brother, for leading by example. That's what I want to say the most, family, because nothing brings out the ops like reparations. Nothing at all.
Oh yeah, yes, yes.
I was so glad when I seen you there, family, because I see all these other reparations things, like that thing they had out in Baltimore, the tether reparations thing. All these things are always
Yeah.
messy. They're messy. They fighting. They grabbing each other and all that. But I like that you brought that real black grassroots energy, family, and you handle all the ops smooth. So shout out to you and everybody on the West Coast, because y'all have really been leading this whole movement of reparations, family. So I salute you, family, and I cannot wait to the expo, brother.
Man, much respect, brother. Man, again, I got to take my hat off to brothers and sisters up here in the town and the Bay Area, man. Y'all really been really holding it down, man, especially with all of the ops that they're throwing at you, all of the agent provocateurs, seeing the circus up there today and how you guys were just so focused and y'all had to pull my coat to stay focused, man. Player town shit all day, man. Man, I take my hat off to you guys for just being so focused and being able to play past that BS, man. You guys are amazing. You gotta give it up to the town, give it up to the Bay Area for being on top of it, man. I love it. We got to keep that energy. This should be taught in the way you carry yourself here and play past all of the ops. That should be taught nationwide in some of these other reparations hearings, because y'all played past the BS, man. Y'all did not let that nonsense phase you. It was a circus up there today, and y'all stayed focused. Everybody was on the same. They stayed focused. They didn't get thrown off track. People getting thrown out, people yelling, and it was very performative. And just brothers and sisters stayed on top of their game, man. And we're moving forward out here. Things are getting pushed in the right direction as it should. So again, shout out to the town out here. And by the way, everybody, man, y'all, the FBA Expo, that's coming up in a couple of weeks, man. My brother Greg Marcel, he's in here. He's going to be involved. We got so many great people. Red and Blue Pill, Riza Islam, Brother Ben X, King Cam, Sister Vicky Dillard, Erica Lachey. We got a lot of phenomenal people who's going to be a part of the FBA Expo, man. So that's going to be in Dallas in a couple of weeks. Y'all go to FBAexpo.com, FBAexpo.com to get your tickets and get your vending popping right now, ladies and gentlemen. And again, y'all need to come out to the Hidden History Museum. We got an event, a Juneteenth event happening on June 17th. The tickets are probably going on sale tomorrow for that, all my LA people. And if y'all want to come to LA, that'll be great. Like my man said earlier, the museum is beautiful. People have a great time coming to the museum. You got to schedule your trip to come out to LA and kick it with us. So Juneteenth would be great for y'all to come out to LA and kick it with us. We're going to have complimentary food and the whole shebang. So y'all go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com for more information on that. And anyway, guys, let me get up out of here. But again, shout out to everybody out here in Oakland, still in Oakland. Much respect, much love to the town. You guys have been showing me so much love out here. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, guys, I'll be back in LA tomorrow. You guys have a great